This is gonna be my full breakdown of Scary Movie 6. So spoilers, 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 and guys, I'm gonna get straight into it. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let's lock in. Opening scene is Tiana Taylor, and basically it's Scream 5, and she's the teacher from Scream 5. And this just fast forward, she's basically like assembles the Brooklyn or New York Avengers, like hood gangsters, and it's hilarious. And they jump Ghostface, and then basically it cuts, right? But like she's actually in horror movie, and Tuesday is actually watching horror movie. So in their universe, instead of Stab, they have a spoof movie called horror movie, kind of like what we have scary movies. Actually, like it's crazy mind, but I love what they're doing already. And basically, what happens is Tuesday gets stabbed, and Tuesday gets sent to the hospital. Then we cut to Sarah and Jack, and it is actually hilarious. In the background, they have a Final Destination amusement park, and you see two roller coasters crash into each other. I love that. And basically, we get introduced to Sarah. She's the older daughter of Cindy, and Jack is playing Jack Quaid, basically from Scream 5, and he's the obvious killer. Is actually so funny what they do. This actor, I love his performance. He actually is like the perfect like spoof Jack Quaid. Sarah is playing, I believe she's playing Sam from Scream 5, like the older sister, and Tuesday is playing Tara from Scream 5. And it's just all three of them do like every member of this cast does extremely well, and these were just the perfect casting. And this is just the little intro of the movie. We get introduced to these characters, and they're hilarious. I'll say the funniest out of the kids definitely is Tuesday, like me personally. Rip is really back to peak scary movie vibes. Like, I don't want to explain every joke because like watch the movie and it's just me explaining the joke. It's not funny. So like I'll just explain the ones that I just caught that literally had me dying. But yeah, the Final Destination stuff in the back with the roller coasters was just hilarious. And then basically uh Sarah is just a drug addict. Like Sarah just a drug addict. She's playing like Sam to like 10%. So then we like fast forward to Woodsville High School, back to Woodsville from Scary Movie 1 and 2. No, I believe just 1. But we get introduced to Brenda now. Her two kids, Di and Brandon. Wait, no. Di and Brad. And then we also get introduced to his girlfriend, Ellie. Ellie is sex positive, and it's hilarious because Brenda is playing Ma, so she's like the one who throws all the parties, setting up of the eventually end of the movie, like having a party. Her Brenda Ma, like I love that. That's just an easy layup. Like it's so many easy layups that you can tell. Like the Wayne's brothers was like, oh, that's easy. We're just doing that, and it's so hilarious. Just being back in Woodsville was just funny. Just being back at the high school. Basically, Di and what is his name again? Oh yeah, Di and Brad are basically playing the twins from Scream 5 as well. And yeah, Brenda is just playing Ma, their mom, which I also love. Uh, and then we basically see Greg now from Scary Movie 1, who is Sheriff Greg now, and he also have a transgender daughter, Jess, who is transitioning from a woman to a boy, and it's just hilarious how they do it. I love Jess's character. Jess is one of the funniest motherfuckers. I wish he was in the movie way longer. I understand, like, but it was just hilarious. Like he was funny as fuck. Like, the perfect death in the movie too. Um, this part we actually do get Cindy, Sarah, and Jack meeting for the first time, and this is like the first time we actually see Cindy in years. Then we get back to the high school and we get introduced to Shorty, and Shorty is a 25th year senior in high school now. And basically, the joke is they're like, "Yo, what's up, Unc?" And Shorty's like, "I'm tired of y'all Gen Z calling me Unc," and they're like, "You're literally our uncle. Brenda is your sister, and he's just like, oh yeah. And it's just like right back to it, but like the kids are together basically, and like Shorty is just there because he still goes to high school, and it's just hilarious. So the kids group is basically Sarah, Jez, L, Brad, and Di, and then Tuesday's in a hospital. The one joke I did catch too is Brad makes a joke is like, when do you grad, like when are you going to graduate, like you're clearly just here to be here. And the joke Shorty says back is, by the time we do a sequel I gotta follow y'all to college and get my check. So basically saying, I'll go to college in Scary Movie 7. Like when y'all go to college I'll be in college in Scary Movie 7. I love that joke because I was just like 100% like. And basically they explain that Shorty is rich and a famous streamer, and that's how he just goes to school and just does whatever he wants. They asked him, they were like, "Yo, we're going to the house later. Do you want to come?" And he was like, "No, I'm gonna take the private." And it was like, "The jet?" And he was like, "Yeah, the private jet." Like, it's just hilarious. Of course, Shorty is like a streamer. Like, I'm looking at my notes and I completely forgot it was. Then we get introduced to Ray, and Ray basically gets is basically in Sinners. He's at the end of Sinners, right? And he basically comes into the church and they give him the mic. And just by the trailer, I saw his suit and I remember the video and I was like, oh my god, bro. Like, come on, guys. You guys know I originated from like TikTok creator. Like, I peeped off rip. So, like, off rip in the trailer, I was like, oh my god, no. So they're doing the I'm not gay no more, but for Ray. And it's just one of the funniest scenes ever. He does it for so long, then the whole church just breaks out into twerking and dancing. Is hilarious. It's setting up that basically Smokey and Ray are basically Smoke and Stack from Sinners, and I love that. And then Brenda is just essentially Ma slash the wife in Sinners. I forget her name right now. I can't think of it. Then so that's basically like all our characters getting introduced, like the OGs and the youngers, and I thought it was just hilarious. Then we get Sarah and Jack. They're going to the hospital to visit Tuesday, and Jack brings in rest in peace flowers, like kind of showing that he is the killer. And it's just hilarious because obviously his name is Jack Quaid, and it's just hilarious. Like, he's one, like these three characters in a room together, each scene actually had me low key laughing more in scenes than like Cindy, Brenda, and Smoke. Like just these three together, just for some reason play perfect off each other, and they just really well. Especially Tuesday and Sarah, like they're like bickering back and forth was funny as hell. And then we get a yeah, then we get a cameo from, I believe, one of the Wayne sisters. She was so hilarious as the nurse too. They're at the hospital, then Ghostface tries to kill Sarah, but the nurse actually saves him. And what happens earlier, what I didn't mention, is a funny joke that, like, just the Dear Lord scene is just hilarious with the nurse. Like, it's hilarious. I don't want to explain each joke or explain, like, go through the jokes, because then it wouldn't make it funny. So I'm gonna explain like the through and through, so you guys go watch the movie, like, you know. So like, it, no, like the scene, the nurse had me dying. Sarah and Jack then go visit Doofy, and we find out that Doofy is just living alone and he got pardoned because Doofy is also, I would just throw up a picture, this person. So like, he got pardoned from everything, whatever. And basically he thinks COVID is still going on. So before he lets Sarah and Jack in the house, like he makes them do a COVID test and then bring him in the house. And they're like, bro, COVID is over. He's just like, oh. Well, because the whole time he's like, why y'all worried about a killer? Like, COVID is going on. And he's just, they're like, that's not true. He's just like, oh, okay, well, I don't care. Get out anyway. And Sarah and Jack leave. And then the very next scene, he pulls up in his little kitty bike tricycle and does the Akira slide. and literally is like Officer Doofy reporting for duty. It does his like basically slogan. It was so fire to see Doofy back. Just to have all like the characters back from, obviously this is from Scream 1 too. Similar to how Scream 5 was kind of a sequel to Scream 1 and Scream 2 in there. Like, it's weird to kind of explain. But like I love how this one is a direct sequel to, well, what they explain later on is a rebootquel. So basically, in the very next scene, like all the characters get to meet each other again, and we finally see Cindy and Smokey meet for the first time. I keep saying Smokey, Shorty. Oh my god. We then see Cindy and Shorty meet. If I was saying Smokey before, I apologize. It's Shorty, of course, Shorty. But we then see Cindy and Shorty meet for the first time, and it's so heartwarming because obviously Shorty wasn't in the other movies. And then Brenda meets Cindy as well, and then all their kids are there, and they all meet each other. And then Ray finally pops up, and it's just a very heartwarming, like a, for one of the only times like in scary movie history that it's a just a heartwarming scene where all four of these characters aren't joking and they're actually just like happy to see each other and they're just being themselves. And like actually in the theater it was one of the most like bruh, like wow, like they for 3 minutes this movie was serious, like, and it was just like, and it was still making jokes in between that, but it was, the tone shifted for those 3 minutes was so amazing, just seeing all these characters back and interacting and just really just being together as a fan. I was just like, it was so fire. It made you feel warm. But then literally drop of a dime, it flip back to being a another joke. And Cindy is like, Cindy says, I forgot what she said, like a hug, and she was just like, I can't, like, I'm racist now. And she, Brenda was like, I think all white people is racist. Like, it's cool. And it's hilarious. So and Brenda accidentally shoots somebody, yada yada. And then while they're in the house, Di is basically explaining to all the other characters what movie they're in or what they're doing. And basically this is a rebootical. To explain to not that good of mind moviegoers as myself, I'm a geek, so I got you. Rebootical is basically another term for what we call in it's a reboot, a sequel. I forget the actual term, what we call it now. But it's essentially what it is a rebootical. It's a reboot. For example, let's just talk. We've been talking about Scream this whole time. Let's just talk about Halloween. For example, we got the Halloween. I just said let's talk about Halloween. Let's talk about the main timeline Halloween. Main timeline Halloween. We got the time to do the Halloween movies. We got the first one, right? First, it was 1, 2, 3, yeah, and 4, right? Then in the 2020s, they then came back, or the 20 teens, they then came back with the new Halloween. But instead of that Halloween being like Halloween 5, it was Halloween technically 2, and it was right after the first one. But it was also a reboot because you then had her characters that were all grown up, like, but it's a reboot because it's still like a new thing. It's not like, it's still called Halloween, but it's like Halloween 3. Like, it's if you get it, you get, if you're watching this, you under, I don't know why I explained that. If you're watching this, you definitely understand. I just wasted fucking 3 minutes of your, basically what their Die is explaining, that they're in a reboot. Cool. And basically the other plot line is that, like, the reason why Sarah is mad at Cindy the whole movie is because Sarah is like, the killer is for me, like, this is my movie. And Cindy is like, bitch, I'm the main character, like, quite literally throughout the whole movie. And it's hilarious, like, and it's playing off of Neve Campbell and the oh my god, it's playing off of Sam and Sydney from Scream 5. Yeah, it's playing off the same Scream from Scream 5, which is hilarious, and it's just the back and forth and bickering is hilarious. Sarah is also pretty hilarious. Like you can tell she is 100% Cindy's daughter. Like it's hilarious, bro. And yeah, basically Sarah gets so mad she leaves because she's like, no, I'm the main character. So all the characters like leave. Then we fast forward to Sheriff Greg and his son Jess, and Ghostface kills him. And one of the funniest lines in the movie, asks Ghostface kills Jess, he's like, now you identify as dead. And then Jess is like, you hit like a girl. And it was just funniest shit. But basically, yeah, Sheriff Greg and his son is dead. Then we get Shorty walked into a room. We then just at later at the house, everybody's sleep chilling. Shorty's outside smoking, of course. And then he's in the get out scene, and there's a black guy running towards him, and he only has drawers on. And Shorty's like, "What the?" And then Ray comes back behind him. He's like, "Uncle Ray's gonna catch you!" And like Uncle Ray's like chasing him. It's like the scene from Get Out, and it's the funniest shit. And then Shorty's like, "What the hell?" and walks back into the house. And as he walks back to the house, Ghostface is the mom with the teacup. It basically gets him to sit in a chair and does the sink thing. And bruh, like as he's sinking down, he like, oh, you got me in the sunken place. He like, no, this is the yeah, he's like, no, this is the K-pop like place. And basically, Shorty breaks out into a whole K-pop animated song, like literally a whole animated song, like a K-pop animation. And Shorty, it's like we smoking or something like that. Him like obviously smoking weed and doing stuff. And it's whole like literally in the theater. I'm in my chair like screaming. It was so funny, bro. Like actually had me dying. Definitely one of the funniest jokes of the movie. But then we get back to the hospital. Cindy tries to come see Tuesday, but she runs in the it's Smiley, a smile basically runs into Bobby, but Bobby's actually dead. She confirms it that Bobby is actually dead, but that's just the smiling demon she sees. She then tries to go see Tuesday. While that happens, Tuesday noticed while Tuesday's watching TV, she sees a trailer to Jermaine, a Michael Jackson spoof, which is hilarious. And then what happens is Tuesday tries to leave and just waits just for the killer to walk in, and Jack walks in with gloves and a knife, and Tuesday smacks him, and Tuesday's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, definitely wasn't sent here to kill you." Then right after that, like the actual Ghostface walks in, and they like I forget what happens, but like Ghostface gets into the room, and like the air tank, the high, basically the nitrogen, and they both get high, and they're like walking through the hospital now, chasing each other like in slow motion, while everybody is like, "What the fuck are they doing?" Because they're walking regular, and it's just funny as shit. And then obviously Doofy is playing Dewey from Scream, so he gets Dewey's death from Scream 5, which was very well done. Like Dewey gets stabbed literally in his ass, and it's just funny as fuck. But then we also fast forward to like basically the caretaker from Scream 2 is Long Legs, and like the cops try to catch him, and like it's a black guy and it's him, and they tackle the black guy. The cops are literally beating the crap out of the black guy, and the caretaker is like, "Oh yeah, it's me," and and the cops are like, oh, "I'm pretty sure they got the wrong guy," and it's him right there. And the cops are just the other two detectives are just like letting the cops beat the shit out of him. Like you notice how like explaining the joke is not that funny. Just go watch this movie. Like, but certain scenes like is only a joke though, so you have to explain like to what the story is like, what's going on and shit. Basically, the whole group meets at the hospital after the killer tried to kill Tuesday again, and we then get the Sarah tries to do the "What are you waiting for?" But Cindy is like, "No, I got you. This is how you do it," and does it. And then Brenda is literally like in the background as like the best friend ever, like yeah, like, and it's just the funniest shit ever. Then we fast forward to the next scene, and then Shorty is summoning Candyman for drugs, and it was just the funniest shit ever. But this is actually important to the plot. Like, it's not. That's the one thing I loved, that every joke was like, there's a lot of jokes that are just obviously punches, but a lot of jokes too are for the plot and like move the plot along, which I think are hilarious. Especially like the deaths. Like every death is a joke that like moves the plot along, which is very very good. And they, I guess, gets that from Scream, obviously. We then get the big Halloween party, and Ray is Jake Gyllenhaal from Brokeback Mountain, and Brenda's like, "You sure? Like, you not like gay or nothing?" And he's like, "What? Like, no." But then Shorty comes in and is like, "Where's my candy?" And Brenda gave all the candy to all the kids in a neighborhood for Halloween, but it's basically the joke for weapons, and we then see all the kids running through the streets with weapons, high on whatever, bro. And it's just the funniest joke ever. And like, I love just like how they did that, and that was just an easy way to bang, boom, boom, have all three characters involved, bang, 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 and like different movies too. I just felt that was one of the funniest joke setups as well. We then get to see die on the train scene. They're basically a scene from the trailer, and she actually dies in that scene. She really does die in that scene. Like, she's dead. Like, she doesn't come back. I just felt like that was hilarious that they straight showed that in the trailer. And basically, we get back into the party. Yeah, we then get back into the party, and Shorty teaches Brad how to roll a blunt. I'm not gonna say the other one because like both of them are bad for YouTube, but like he basically teaches Brian how to roll a blunt. I'm gonna just put the character from Sinners, and if you've seen Sinners, you know what I'm talking about. But like, like Shorty basically says like, "Oh, it's just like rolling a blunt," and just shows Brad how to roll a blunt. I'm not gonna do it. You're not getting that shit from me. But basically shows Brad how to roll a blunt, and Brad is like, "All right." So Brad, the next scene is with L, and does it on L, but he actually lights her private parts on fire, and like that shit is hilarious. And then the next scene, like Brad is like looking for L outside, and he's like, "Yo, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to actually light it. Like, I thought it was supposed to be like a blunt." And Ghostface like whips him, and he like, "Yo, what's up with the 12 years a slave ish?" And that's like the ongoing joke in the scene. And then it's just funny because it then just shows that setting up to the next scene. So at this point, like the ending is shaping up, right? And then is funny, right? Because like the ending is like Sinners slash Scream 5 slash Halloween. I think that's it. Like slash a couple other stuff. But basically, what happens is we get Cindy, Tuesday, and Jack. They knock on the door for the party, like trying to get in, acting like Remick and his followers from Sinners, and they sing the Jeffersons, bro. Literally, oh my goodness, it was the craziest. Like in that scene, as a black person, I was like, bro, no way, like butchering. They were just like the actors rolling her grave. I forgot her name right now. But like the other joke I forgot to say earlier, during the scene while Jess is getting killed, bro, and he's on the phone, like Ghostface is like, Jess is like, "We have security here, like we have our other stuff, like you can't kill me." And he was like, "Oh, like look outside," and bro, Ice like raided all their like workers from the house, and literally in the movie theater there were a row of Hispanic people sitting next to me, my mom, and my sister, bro. And literally, we started laughing, and we heard the gas. We heard the gas, and literally, one of them looked over to my mom, and my mom was like, was just like this shit was so hilarious. There was a I'm not gonna say his name in the movie, but there was a Files joke too during the Gale death scene, which was hilarious. Like I'm glad like nobody said anything. They just kind of did like a note, and it was funny. It just said blank. Basically though, Sarah, Jack, and Tuesday still get into the party, and they get into the party and meet up with Elle and all the other characters. While that happens, Cindy also calls Sarah and is like, yo, the killer's there. Like that's where Bobby killed everybody those years ago, obviously playing off of Scream 5. I love that. Scary movies like we're literally gonna do the same thing. And basically like Cindy is like John Wick, and it's hilarious. They make a joke later. Brenda is like, I will call you ballerina, but nobody's seen it. And I'm guilty. I did not see that. But honestly, though, I didn't see like any of the John Wicks. Those are the one movies that like I'm not that into. Like I love action movies, but like, do I sit and watch action movies? Nah. Like John Wicks, especially, like I'm like, all right, the first two, I'm like, all right, but the other ones, I'm like, nigga, it's the same shit. Like, not like that, but I'm like, it's the same shit. We then get the next scene after Brad dies, and Elle is revealed to be Ghostface and starts shooting up the party. And she then like doesn't explain yet why she Ghostface. I believe she's just shooting up the party. And but what happens is then Jack is then revealed to then be a killer. Like comes downstairs, like hilarious scene with like hilarious scene. Like I don't know if Cindy's back, but yeah, Cindy is back, and Jack is revealed to be the killer too because Cindy pulls up to the house like while Ellie is shooting up the house, and Cindy like grabs her gun, and Brenda then shows up, and Brenda acts like she gets shots by Elle, and then like just sitting outside like got her gun. It's just classic Brenda. Like Brenda has done this in every movie, like outsmarted Cindy to be like, I'm surviving, but you got the final fight. Like like it's hilarious. But then we get back into the house. Cindy meets Sarah, and Elle is about to kill Sarah, and then Jack comes downstairs, and Jack is revealed to be the second killer, of course, and Jack is just hilarious in this scene, bro. And basically, we get Cindy versus 50 ghost faces, and it's an intense John Wick like scene. She's taking all these guys out, and the stunt woman is great in this scene. Like you, and they clearly show us a stunt woman. I thought that was hilarious. But then after that, like what happens is Jack and like Elle is just there. Like Jack is dead, and then we get whole time Jack goes to go outside, or I believe goes into another room, and like another Ghostface stabs him and kills him, and there's two more Ghostfaces right there, and it's revealed to be Anthony Anderson and Shaq, and like and they kill Elle and Jack, and then what happens is Shorty and Ray come in as another two ghost faces, and they then kill Shaq and Anthony Anderson. But it's just funny because they like we making history as the first four like black killers together ever, and they basically Ray and Shorty kill Shaq and Anthony Anderson, and then what happens is um Shorty and Ray are basically like, we did this because like obviously y'all we weren't in the other two like movies, and it's like obviously this was the plot of the movie. Like if you notice the trailers, they had the ghost faces stuff on. I just found out it was like hilarious that it was just that obvious, and they were just like, we weren't in the other two movies, like we don't want to kill y'all, we just want to know like why like, and they like Brenda is like nigga, the money was good, and Cindy is like, I got to work with Charlie Sheen, and they were just like, oh, okay, and they were just like, oh, okay, like all of them were just like, oh, we're good. So it's just Tuesday, Sarah, Brenda, Cindy, Ray, and Shorty. But then Tuesday and Sarah are like, yes, like the Old and the Restless, like it could be us, like the franchise. And like the OGs are like, nah. So the OGs tie them up and bring all the kids in there and pour all the kids in gasoline and light the house on fire. And all the OGs is like, no, this is our franchise. And lights the houses on fire. And basically, this scene it looks just like the trailer from Scream 7, which I loved. And just perfect ending, perfect way to go out. I love that like these killers actually had a good reason and a motive too. Like no other killers would make sense, but I love that it was like killers on killers on killers, and just amazing. Will I rank these? I'll rank this Scream movie as my two as of right now. Scream 1 is still Scream 1, but this is definitely like a great sequel to Scream 1. I still love Scream 2, Scary Movie 2. I mean, Scary Movie 1 I would say, then a scary movie 6, then a scary movie 2. And I love this one, man. Just front to back, like every joke was hilarious. It's a modern scary movie, and they didn't pull anything. I cannot wait for the next one. They already teased it that like the kids are going to go to college, and then I just wonder how they're going to do it because in Scream 2 they went to college too, So that's why I'm like, I mean, it's Scream and Scary Movie 2 they went to college. So what are they gonna do for Scary Movie 7? Like that's what Scream could they spoof? That's what I'm like, how are they going to do it? Like, it just so I'm just excited about. And if they actually do bring like Tuesday and Sarah back, that would be super dope. I felt like those two characters were hilarious, and even the twins too were like funny as shit. So I feel like the kids died, but obviously, scary movie kind of like a comic book. If you die, you're gonna come back unless you're Uncle Ben. So with that being said, guys, that was my full breakdown and review of Scary Movie 6. I loved it. Let me know what you guys loved in the comments. Let me know your favorite joke. My favorite joke definitely had to be um um I forget, man. My favorite joke. My favorite just joke. I'm trying. The K-pop shit had me dying, bro. I can't lie because I wasn't expecting it, but with that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoy. Love you guys. Peace.